Guys, I have been on MeTube, MySpace, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X. I don't even know all of them that I'm on. Now, do I do anything with them? Most of them, no. I had to remove the apps even from my phone because it was so much nastiness. If I was 15, 20 years old, I would have loved the daylights out of this stuff. It would have been lovely because I was a child. This stuff is nothing more than it's evil, folks. I know you guys don't want to think it is, but it's pure evil. The nastiness that you all put yourselves out on the internet. It's nastiness. Now, that's not even what this video is about. This video is about this. Trump claims, and I voted for him, and I'm hoping he can produce exactly what he says he's going to do. I am praying for it. I'm asking God and Jesus to surround him with 1,000,000 angels to get him to do what him and his team are claiming they're going to do. That's a fact. The one thing that worries me is because, and I agree with Donald Trump, we have to have police officers. We have to have sheriffs and deputies in order to control the ignorance. The ignorance, folks. You see these clowns, and I don't even know how I know how half of them get them, but I don't know how the other half get these cars that are 1,000 horsepower, $100,000 car. What are they? $4,000 a month payment? And where are these guys getting this kind of money? I ain't saying, I'm just asking. You got these guys, some of them got 2,000 horsepower, 3,000 horsepower, running up and down the same streets we all have to use in order to go to work, go to the grocery store, go to the post office, go to do the doctors or whatever we have to do. And now we got to put up with ignorant fools that are driving these cars with horsepower that shouldn't even be, as far as I'm concerned. Folks, when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, my cousin had. The thing was only a couple of years old. It might have been brand new. As far as I know, I didn't know. Hemi Orange, 1970. Roadrunner, 440 Magnum 6-pack, with an air grabber hood that as soon as you started it, this hood scoop raised up and had teeth on it and stuff. Folks, he had more than one of them, but this was the first one I ever rode in. We hit 155 mile an hour, and I was trying to get a seatbelt on. I didn't even have a seatbelt on when he kicked it. We hit 155 mile an hour, and it was still pulling but that buried the speedometer. And that's what he wanted to show me. My cousin, he wanted to show me that car would bury the speedometer. And we were running down a 4-lane highway through Jacksboro, La Follette area, Tennessee. Campbell County, Tennessee. Northeastern Tennessee. 50 miles north of Knoxville. We passed the cop, 150 mile an hour, and the cop sent the ticket to my cousin's house, mailed it to him, and only claimed he was only doing 100 mile an hour. I was telling my cousin, 15, 16 years old, folks, me and him's doing 155 plus up the highway. I'm going, slow this thing down. I didn't know this car. I don't know the tires. I'm telling, slow it down. If a tire blows out, we're done. He didn't stop till we were done. But me and him done a lot of crazy things. So he just pushed me through it. The cop that came out behind us, when we passed him at over 155 mile an hour, he flipped on his lights. He flipped them off. But shortly, I'm looking back and I'm going, he's coming, man. And my cousin already had his foot in it. He wasn't letting out. And neither one of us is feeling this car backing off. This was 440. It wasn't no 426 Hemi or nothing. This was 440 6-pack. And I'll bet you, I put a 440 6-pack up against a 426 Hemi anytime. I'm looking back, I'm going, man, he's got his lights on and we're still flying, man. We passed him at 150 mile an hour. He was dead stop. By the time he even got his lights on, we were probably out of his sight. But I look back, I go, he's got his lights on. And I'm watching, I finally got my seatbelt on. We didn't drive around in seatbelts back then, folks. We didn't have harnesses, all these 6-point harnesses or 10-point harnesses. We didn't have roll cages in this stuff. We was doing this stuff free will. And I had my hip. I found the hip. I had to dig it out in between the seats and bring it up and clip it on me. And I found it. And I was looking back. I said, he's coming. And we were already gone. And I said, oh, wait a minute. He flipped his lights. He's turning. He's going the opposite way. And we laughed. I think it was the only Hemi orange, and I ain't lying to you, but the only Hemi orange 1970 Roadrunner that was within 500 miles of that city. I'm talking the whole East Coast. He had the Hemi orange one. And they mailed him the ticket. Now let me tell you something, folks. He deserved that. Scared the hell out of me. I was 15. But this stuff where Trump is talking about bringing the police back and everything, I praise it. I praise it. I want it. I have told people around this town that I fought for the first 3-4 years I was here. I've been here, and we're going on 7 now. But the first 3 or 4 years I was there, I told these cops all the time. I said, we need police officers. We need the sheriff's department and the deputies running around here. We need them because sometimes we have to sleep. I have to sleep. I have to be able to go to sleep at night and trust you guys aren't out here doing criminal crap. I told so many cops, sheriffs, deputies, all of them. Sheriff, I've told more than probably 5 sheriffs. I'm getting ready to have another conversation with one that's coming up for election in this town. He don't know it. But we have to have people who are going to follow the laws. Period. And there shouldn't be anyone, as far as I'm concerned, if you're going to be out here being a law enforcement officer, then it's your job to know and have what you need to know in order to be a law enforcement officer. You don't get a little short training and then, oh, don't worry about it. You're covered under qualified immunity. No. Qualified immunity should be taken from every political office, every government office, everything. What they need to do is the people need to make them start an, what do we call it? Insurance company. That the politicians have to buy into that insurance. The cops have to buy into that insurance. The lawyers, the judges, all of them have to buy in to the same insurance in order to hold the jobs that they have. I've had many companies that I had to have certain insurances to have it. This is where we get rid of that qualified immunity crap and put insurances on these people who take oaths. If you take an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of America, the Republic, not your demonocracies that you all claim. I'm talking about the real Republic, the real Constitution, and all it stands for. If you take that oath, you have to get insurance to back that you're going to keep it. And when you don't keep it, we the people can file against you, take your money, take your insurance, and then you're no longer allowed to be a politician, a judge, a lawyer, a cop, or anyone, a military personnel who takes those oaths and don't keep them. Anybody want to put up a fight against this? I'll tell you what, I wish I could have this conversation with Trump. Because as soon as you take the people who don't follow their oaths and prosecute them for not? Why were the oaths taken in the first place if they could not be prosecuted because of qualified immunity? Why? That was a waste of time. And now, they're still claiming we're only $33 trillion in debt as Americans. 33. That's probably about 233 trillion to be exact. But if somebody can't change something about qualified immunity for cops who don't know the law and do as they will and violate people's rights in order to make taxpayers pay for it, no. We need an insurance that these politicians, all of them, have to carry. And if they continue to violate people's rights, they get removed and can never be covered under this insurance again. Never to run for any kind of political party, policy, any office, anything. Can't be a cop, a judge, a lawyer, anything. Once they violate so many times of people's rights, you can't give them immunity qualified forever. You got to put an end to it. You'll never have the people you need watching over you. You will only have what the government says. Now, to end this with, they tell us ignorance of the law is no excuse. You're going to jail. That's a fact. Anybody wanted to prove me wrong, step up. But they all have qualified immunity. Now, I suggest all of it, these people, all of us, know who Jesus is. Seek him. If you can't do that, you might as well. I don't know what you're going to do, folks. I can't even tell you what to do if you ain't doing that. But if these guys are all claiming they are going to fix things, they've got to remove qualified immunity for officers who do things they don't even know is right or wrong. It's got to be removed, and any supervisors backing it need to be fired, removed, and their pension stripped. They all took an oath, and this is what aggravates me to death. They all of them, took an oath, and none of them that I see are keeping it. Very few. And until the people start holding the government to their oaths, they will never hold it. Fact. Prove me wrong.